Take some paraffin wax candles and put them into warm to hot water. If the water is boiling, it may actually end up melting the wax of your candle. After your candles have sat in the water for a little bit, and then start to twist it. Go slow when you're twisting it, and then start to loop it. Make sure to have a candle holder nice and close to you, so after you're done twisting, you can go and put this candle and form it in the candle holder. Moving on to the next candle, it should be twisted in the middle like this example that I have. Take your other candle out of the water and start to roll it out. When you're rolling out the candle, you want to make sure that the section of the middle to a little bit of the end is flat, but the end is not fully and totally flat, since you will be putting this into a candle holder. After this candle is fully rolled out, you can go and put it back into the water and let it sit and warm back up again before you start twisting it. Take your candle that you flattened out in the middle and put back into the water. Start to twist the section from the top of the candle, moving down to the bottom. Take your time with this candle. Once you have it twisted, make sure to hold it in place for a couple seconds. Grab your candle holder and put the candle in. It's important to form the candle to the candle holder because in this example here, you can see that the candle wax was actually pushed up by the candle holder. If this candle was not formed to the candle holder, then it would not fit properly, and this would have to be warmed back up again. After your candles are fully shaped, you can go and light the wicks. You can really twist these candles or shape them however you want to, and it's also a lot of fun.
Are you looking for ways to decorate with taper candles? To start this DIY, separate the layers of a patterned paper napkin. Once separated, cut the paper napkin as needed to fit the length of your taper candle. Mine just needed a little trimming for this particular taper. Then cut the napkin to fit the diameter of your candle. Now we are going to actually iron the paper napkin onto the taper. Heat and iron to medium-low heat, not too hot. Wrap the napkin around the candle and gently press against the iron plate. Emphasis on gently. Don't press too hard or you might have a waxy mess on your hands. Keep rolling until the candle is completely wrapped in the napkin. Let the candle cool, it doesn't take very long, and start to use in your own home decor. Remember, have fun choosing your favorite colors and patterns in the paper napkins that you use. Another way to spruce up a taper candle is to give it a little twist. Fill a heat-safe container with hot water at a temperature between 100 and 110 degrees. Place a taper candle, and I will tell you a paraffin candle works best for this, in the hot water and let sit for 10 minutes. Periodically roll the candle in the water so that the heat is evenly distributed. After 10 minutes, pull the candle from the water and dry off excess water with a towel, and then wrap the candle in some wax paper. Take a rolling pin and press down on the middle of the candle. Using some strong and consistent pressure, flatten the middle part of the candle. Once the middle section is flattened, take the candle and gently twist it into the shape that you want. With a larger candle, I like to get 2 or 3 twists in the center, but have fun and create your own twisted pattern. When you get the twist that you want, place the candle in cold water and this will set the candle in its new shape. Then, have fun displaying your new twisted taper candle. For the last project, take painter's tape and tape off sections or stripes on a taper candle. Make sure that the edges are pressed down securely on the edges of the tape. Go with skinny stripes or wide stripes, evenly measured stripes, or go crazy with different widths in your stripes. Once taped off, paint light coats of acrylic paint in the open sections of the candle in the color or colors of your choice. Continue to paint light layers until you get the color that you want. The key is in going with light layers instead of trying to paint heavily the first time. Let dry completely. A taper candle is beautiful by itself, but can have a great impact when combined with other tapers. Try displaying them in odd-numbered groupings and vary the height of your candlesticks. A variety of colors, textures, and patterns make the display even more interesting and unique. I hope this inspired you to have some fun sprucing up ordinary taper candles.
I grabbed a scrap 4x4 from my wood pile and gave it a rough sand on all sides and edges with 80 grit sandpaper followed by 120 grit sandpaper. I divided the wood into thirds and drew 2 lines down the top. I evenly spaced out 18 marks alternating on either side so the marks were staggered. I used a 3/4 inch drill bit to drill holes in each mark. In order to make sure the depth was the same, I put painter's tape on the drill bit to know how far to drill for each hole. I placed some 120 grit sandpaper around a carpenter's pencil and sanded the edges of the holes. This worked really well. Next, I cleaned it with a tack rag and then applied pre-stain conditioner and let it sit for 30 minutes. I applied the pre-stain with a brush and rubbed the excess off with a clean rag. I used a lone sock to apply a dark brown stain of a color I had pre-mixed. While that was drying, I grabbed some white tapered candles and let them soak in very warm water, but not boiling. After 5 to 10 minutes, I used a rolling pin to roll out the middle, and then I gently twisted the candle. If the candle does not roll smooth as shown in the video, then it needs to sit in the water longer. I repeated this 18 times, and now I have the most beautiful candle holder and unique candles for all occasions.
Grab yourself some candles from the dollar store and we're going to make them very pretty. Quite simply, I'm using acrylic paint in a pretty little plum colour and a very tiny artist paintbrush. And I'm making a 5-petaled flower. I'm going to paint that up and down and all around the candle. When the flowers are dry, add in a little dot of yellow paint into the centre of each to give them a definition. And then picking up some green paint, I'm making a little suggestion of a couple of leaves on each flower. Put them in different places to change them up a bit. Now I've got some lavender blue paint on my palette, and using a tiny paintbrush again, I'm making a different flower shape with little dots, getting gradually smaller as I go up. Do this all up and down the candle as before. When you've gone all around the candle with the lavender blue and you've got your flower shape, then I picked up some of the pink paint and added in a few little dots just on one side of the flower. Then, cleaning my brush, I picked up some green paint and added in a stalk. Using a white acrylic pen, I'm adding in some dots on the other side of the flower to give it more definition. Now on my palette, I've got some orange paint and some shocking pink paint, and I'm going to make a suggestion of a tulip shape. Make them random, make them different, and go all up and down again with the orange paint. And then go back and pick up some pink paint and add that in, sometimes in the middle and sometimes on the edges. Then I mix some of the yellow paint in with the green paint to make a fresher green, and added in a stalk and a suggestion of a leaf to each of my flowers. And here are my finished candles. I think they make a really neat idea for a gift. And if you don't want to use real candles to paint, you can actually do this same thing on battery-operated ones, and here are a couple of examples. I hope you've enjoyed this and you're inspired to have a go to paint your own candles.